I make it troll.
Everyone's favorite body part to train, or most people I come around.
Mine.
Yours is chest. So we have 5 of our favorite chest exercises. We're gonna cover mobility, we're gonna cover strength, but we are gonna cover hypertrophy. A lot of you out there always ask, how do I develop that well-rounded chest, nice separation between upper, lower, and middle? Come on, this is one of the staples in fitness here.
In my opinion, chest training is also an art because it's all about hitting the right angles. There are 2 main functions of our chest. We can basically press and fly, but kind of finding the right combination of moves and the moves that are gonna give us the best contraction and squeeze. I think that's the key to getting a good chest workout.
And a lot of people out there will start going with really heavy on bench presses, and Eb and I love to go heavy. We do believe in that power component, but I think a lot of them are missing that mind to muscle connection. They're focusing too much on moving weight, which is important, but not enough effort on that mind to muscle connection and understanding how to contract and create tension.
Exactly, so this list, all about creating contraction. Stay with us. So number 5 on our list is a classic machine press. Something I feel like gets overlooked, especially in this functional training era, where a lot of the machines in your gym pretty much get underestimated or they're just not worth it.
Guys, I'm victim to it also. I mean, in the past, I would badmouth the machine press, and now I'm realizing that it's become such a valuable tool in my training. Just yesterday, I went and started with my power movement, started focusing on supersets, really fatigued the muscle to the point where I was able to finish with the machine, where I was able to push beyond that limit, where I would be able to stabilize, and say with a pair of dumbbells.
Exactly, it's a great way to kind of incorporate rest pause into your workouts, incorporate drop sets. What's your favorite machine angle?
I love that hammer strength incline press where I'm able to bring the hands together a bit. It just feels comfortable. I'm able to load heavy.
Exactly, so number 5, make sure you get your machine training in, don't sleep on it. Number 4 on our list, now we're going to the alternating incline press. Now there's a reason we're going alternating on this is we want to build a little bit of time under tension. The incline press also by default builds a little more time under tension because we get a little bit of a longer range of motion on our press.
Core stability also, you're really gonna feel like as you're lowering the weight with one side, you're gonna feel your glutes activate a bit. You're gonna feel your feet into the floor, which is very important when it comes down to our pressing. Right? I don't like elevating our feet for a reason. I like utilizing the energy from the floor. It's going to allow your press to be stronger. It's going to allow us to go underneath more weight, and it's going to allow us to create more hypertrophy in that chest.
Time under tension is going to help us. So Don's going to demonstrate for us a little bit. And all he's doing, setting up in the bench, classic position. A couple things we really get out of this, just from that position where he's in this straight arm position, there's a lot of shoulder stability in there. So both sides wind up getting work. It's a good chance to explore really owning the straight arm position. And as Don was saying, as he's lowering each dumbbell, his torso ever so slightly is rotating down that way. That's some good oblique work and good ab work, in addition to the fact that because he has one of those arms in the straight arm position, he's gonna get a really good squeeze on the other side and he can focus on that squeeze. So I'm a really, really big fan of this motion. And you get that nice long range of motion. It's gonna help attack that up.
This is one of those exercises where in the beginning, it's just gonna feel a bit easy, but then as you are getting halfway through the set, you're gonna feel that time under tension increase. Remember, you're almost doubling that time under tension. So if your typical rep speed was about 1 Mississippi, which I think is probably pretty classic for most people out there, I would say. So if it's a 2 Mississippi rep, you're now performing that on both sides, which is now doubling the amount of time under tension. That means it's doubling the amount of time it's taking you to complete that set. You're not gonna be able to load as heavy on this one. Lighten up, take your time with it. We can always go heavier in the weeks to come. Good luck with that one, guys. All right, now we're down to number 3, which is a cable fly. You and I love throwing in those isolation movements, machine flies, dumbbell flies, but there's something different about the cable. I feel like I'm able to keep constant tension throughout that range of motion. I'm feeling like it's a little bit easier on my joints. It's a little bit easier to connect my mind to my muscle being trained. It is an isolation movement, which means we're really only working one joint, but if we need to do a little bit of a bend in the elbows to incorporate a little bit of that press fly in, that works as well. What do you think of this exercise? I mean, I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I mean, I love it for all the reasons you just talked about. It's an isolation exercise. We get to get that really, really long lever and fight for that long lever. I think another underestimated and underappreciated thing about the cable fly is we're allowed to be free with our shoulder blades when we do it. So every time when I'm coming back on the cable fly, I'm able to kind of squeeze my shoulder blades and make sure I'm in a good position. That way I can drive forward. The other really great thing to me for it is you can play with the angle.
Yeah, you can go high to low. There's really no right or wrong way, right? I mean, you can go super low to high. We can get more of a mind and muscle connection on our upper chest. I also like having people perform this who might have some discomfort working on the dumbbell fly. Sometimes that lever gets a bit long and the shoulder can be a little bit tender. Now, if you're ever feeling anything, you should consult with a physician. But that cable fly, I feel like, is a little bit safer. At any specific point, we can always just let our arm go back and we can release the weight and we can move on. This has become a game changer for myself and for my clients.
The dumbbell fly, I don't really get that great contraction at the top.
It's difficult.
Because we've lost.
With that cable fly, you're really able to maintain tension throughout that movement, throughout that entire range of motion. And this has really helped me with my chest development, because in the past, when I was younger, sometimes, and a lot of you out there are focusing on weight, moving weight. Now this really enables you to focus on getting that squeeze, focus on developing tension in that muscle and getting blood in that muscle, which is gonna help with hypertrophy and developing that well-rounded chest.
Exactly. So this number 3 on our list, and I think really focus on that squeeze. I actually watch my chest sometimes because I can actually see it explode. So you'll see it explode, get this in your workout.
Love it. The push-up is probably one of the most universally performed exercises in the world. We can do it anywhere, yet the majority of the people I see performing them are performing them incorrectly, okay? A push-up is a moving plank. I want you to envision that your glutes are tight, that your lats are turned on, that you're really trying to externally rotate those hands to create tension throughout the body. And then the push-up needs to be where the body is lowering and raising in one piece, not where we're pressing and leaving our hips down, which is something very common. I want the hips locked. Eb does a great job at it. I want you to demonstrate it for me. So watch what Eb's doing right now. Turning those glutes on. Those lats are on. I'm trying to move Eb. He's creating tension throughout the body. This is a moving plank. Eb, what are you feeling here when you're trying to externally rotate those hands and when you're really squeezing your body? What feels different in the push-up than just going and ripping through reps?
Well, I think what I'm getting a lot here, especially when I get that rotation with the hands, my lats start to fire up.
Right.
I feel a good squeeze on my shoulder blades at the bottom here. And then I get to really finish with that good chest contraction, which obviously why we're here in this particular workout.
Eb has a perfect push-up, but if you have a difficult time performing a push-up, we can go to an elevation like off a couch or a bench, or we can even go kneeling. So why don't you show me some better kneeling?
Yeah, still just shortening up that lever a little bit.
Perfect. And if the push-up gets a bit easy and you want to load this on the road, you can always throw a plate on your back. You can put on a weighted vest. There are ways to be able to regress or progress this movement. And if you want to get better at the push-up, guys, practice them.
The push-up seems easy, especially to a lot of veteran guys who are in the gym, and we can all bang out. We think we can bang out 101. It's a lot harder to implement all the things Don said. I feel like my reps go down when I try to make each rep perfect, and they go down for the positive because I'm getting a much better contraction. But 2, I'm still piling up a lot of volume, because if I'm doing, say, 4 sets of 20 or even 4 sets of 15, that's 60 reps. Eventually, I'm really driving blood into my chest. I'm gonna get that chest hypertrophy that I'm chasing.
It works as a pre-exhaustion also. Just the other day, I started with push-ups and cable flies. It was something I never do. I ran into some volume work with that, and then I went into my pressing after that, and I was able to really connect to what I was trying to train, got an incredible pump, felt great on a day where I wasn't feeling that successful going into the gym. So it allowed me to practice something, one of those qualities that I feel like all of us need to improve.
Exactly, so get that in, and keep in mind too, the push-up also sets the fundamental for the ultimate chest exercise. And for our ultimate chest exercise, we want to be able to do a couple of things. One, we want to be able to lift relatively heavy. We want to push a little bit of load. We've got to be able to do it and feel a good sense of squeeze on our chest. And we want to do it from an optimal angle that's going to allow us to hit our chest fibers and not hit something else. And for that, the king of exercises winds up being the old school dumbbell press. And I think I love this one because we're not necessarily chasing that powerlifter arch. We're gonna keep our core a little bit more contained. That's gonna give us a good angle of push on our chest. And then we can still load this exercise up.
You'll see people benching differently, whether with dumbbells or whether with a barbell, and you'll see that high arch, which actually shortens the range of motion. Most powerlifters do that so they can engage your lats a little bit more. I do want you to keep your feet on the floor though. This is something I see done a lot at gyms where people are elevating their feet for core work. With the dumbbell pressing, once you elevate those feet, it definitely becomes a factor. There's a potential of injury. And there's this instability being added in where you're not able to truly move the weight that you need to move to create some hypertrophy. So laying back flat on the bench right now, what Ev was talking about was that angle with the elbows. My arms are not gonna be back, right? Which is gonna cause a lot of stress on the shoulder. We're gonna angle that forward about 45, right? 45 degrees. And then from there, I'm gonna keep my back down and we're pressing away. And I'm really focusing on getting a comfortable stretch. I'm not overstretching and dropping too low to the point where I'm gonna put myself into a prone position for injury. Pressing away again.
A lot of people are gonna say, oh, why isn't the barbell press number one on this list? Where are the barbells? But two things with this dumbbell press. One, Don can go really, really heavy on this exercise if he wants to, and you can still get really heavy, but we're gonna get a better sense of convergence at the top, where with the barbell, we have to really learn to break the bar in order to own that position, and that's not always easy for a lot of people. Now we can focus on the contraction because we're getting to drop down in a nice individual angle on each side of our arm. So I think that's why.
And if you're training by yourself, I mean, this is gonna far trump the bar. I mean, you don't wanna be going into a 90, 95% lift having a bar over your chest with no spotter. So this becomes a lot safer. Worst case scenario, you can just let the dumbbells go on the floor and you're not gonna get caught underneath the bar, which we've seen happen a bunch of times.
We're in a nice, safe way where you can go heavy for a very, very long time over your training career. And we're gonna get that really, really good squeeze at the top. So that's why this is number one. Tell us what you think of our list though. Drop in the comments if you think we missed anything.